Hey guys, welcome back to Backing Birdie and Bassing with Josh. Today we've got a really good video. We're going to be learning how to fish for bass 101. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to catch bass easily with the easiest rigs. We're here at my front yard. We already started a little bit, so I'll kind of catch you up real quick. So right now, my rod on out on a stand. I bought this one from Walmart, and you can buy these. These are little bells that you put on the end of your rod. I put a crappie rig up there with 3 hooks on it, with the little jig bait. And we also had a bluegill rod, but that one kind of broke on the way down here. Alright, then we have the chair bait. I got this one from Walmart. It's a regular, the original chair bait. It's kind of faded a little bit. But I also have a trailer, a rage crawl, or not rage crawl, but rage tail. You can get these at Walmart for, both of them I probably got for about $5. But last time I was down here, turtle bit my tail off, so I'm going to change the tail. Let's see. Alright, so today we're just going to be doing a little bit of, well, before I move on and introduce them, I've got one last rig, the easiest rig to do of all, in my opinion, the Texas rig. Texas rig with a crawdad on it. You catch some giants with these. I've caught a 7-pounder out here, and one of my other videos I went and put it up there for the shorts. Make sure you put these up here correctly. It's a real game changer. If you don't put it up there correctly. I'm just going to stick it right on through. So up there now, you got the pow tail up there. Now let's start fishing. We're going to start out with the chair bait. We're going to start right back over here. Sorry for the bad camera work. I forgot my camera holder today. We'll be right back here. So this pretty looking back here is where I catch all the giants at. Back in this back corner over here. So I'm going to set this up on a tree. I'm going to show you the easiest way to use this bait. Alright, so let me flip you on around. Alright, so I got the bait caster with the braid up here. If you are just got into bass fishing, I would suggest spinning reels, but that is your choice. Bait casters are a lot more expensive and harder to use, so I'd start out with a spinning reel and work your way up. So right now I'm just flipping. Let me see if I can get you out of better camera angle. There we go. So right now I'm just flipping across the pond, right in the middle, and reeling it up to the bank. A lot of those fish are going to be right at the bank, so that's what I'm doing. I'm reeling it up to where the fish are going to be at. That's one way to do it. Another way is to kind of flip along, like over here. I've got a stick right up over here, And I just got something, I think. Nope. That is a 3-pounder right there. That thing is giant. That is a giant tree right there. You can see the bubbles on the pond. Hold on, give me a second. Let me flip this. Look at all the bubbles on the pond out there. I'm hung on it. I'm going to get this out and I'll be right back. Alright, I got my lure out. Thank the Lord I got it out. I'm still casting right over there at that bank. So what I do, I just reel it to me. For chatterbait, you don't really have to jig it as much as other lures. You just kind of reel it straight, and you can do different techniques like I'm doing right here. You can let it sit, hooked onto it again. Now I got the tree this time. This is something you don't really want to do. Something you really don't want to do is pull out trees because it ruins your spot. That's what I was hooking onto right there. That's called pond fishing. That's something you'll have to get used to. So you do work it like this any season, really any time of the year. It might work better in like the summer parts of the year. Like where I catch most of my fish is in the summer. But you can work this reel around anytime. So what you do for this rig, back on that again, you can kind of bump it, then reel, bump, reel, and you can make your own little thing like up, down, like you do with a Texas rig. And you can even kind of reel for a second, let stop, reel for a second, and stop. They like slow and fast. It depends on what they're kind of in the mood for. You might can reel it slow one cast, then reel it fast the next. It just depends. Look, there's a giant squirrel over there. He just peeked his head out of the tree. We got a nice audience out here. There he is. But no, y'all want to see more fishing than jibber jabber. But there he goes. That sucker can jump. Alright. By the way, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment down below. I want to know what's y'all's favorite rig to use for bass fishing. I know I've got my favorites, and I know y'all may like topwater better than the middle and bottom lures. But what do y'all like? What's y'all's favorite rig? My favorite is actually topwater. I just didn't want to teach topwater for the 101 video. I like a whopper plopper. That's one of the best ones. You just reel it. You don't have to stop it really at all. You don't have to jig it any. But what's y'all's favorite? I want to know. Let me set this up so we can see some more of the action. So I just casted right back there to that back corner. That's where a lot of the beds are at. I've actually landed one right behind the stick before, and as soon as it hit the water, that crawdad hit the water, a big fish just toppled it. So I'm going to try from different sides because I know that one might not be working. So I'm going to try some different sides. And always, something in bass fishing, always, if one spot doesn't work, try another spot on the pond. If you've tried everything, try a different lure. I mean, there's different things that you can do. They might not be in the mood for a bass lure, so go and get a box of worms. You know what I'm saying? So always be trying those different lures. Alright, I just got right on the bank. Gonna reel it in slow, let's see. Might get one right here. So I'm hitting right along the bank. Just got hit. Come on. Come on, fish. I keep getting hit by that fish. Remember, something that I learned along the way in my 6-7 years plus fishing, when you're reeling or when you're about to cast, do not let that lure drop down. I'm moving back because this is a longer rod. Do not let that lure drop beyond right here on the rod. Very small, because what I did, I was on the back side of that pond. I had it all the way down. When I came over my shoulder, it went from back of my back all the way up and took a whole ton of skin off of it. And it hurt bad, so trust me, learn from me, not from your own. You don't want to make that mistake yourself. I'm going to do about 2 more casts, then we're going to get to some Texas rig. Ooh. Last one. Just hit the bed. Can you be telling it? I'm just going to kind of jig it along right now. I'm sorry for having my back to y'all. Oh wait. Let me do this last cast. I'm going to see if I can hit that bed right there. Good. Always be vigilant where when you're trying to catch fish, do not be like, oh, I just caught it. I don't know remember where I caught it at. You always want to remember where and what time you caught that fish from, because that, if you hit it in the spring or summer, you have probably hit a bed that fish is trying to protect. But because if what they do, the larger fish, they protect their small fish from anything that comes across their or near their bed, and it chases off different fish and small fish, bluegill, anything. They'll eat it or chase it off. So if you hit it in spring or summertime, remember where that was at, And even all year round, you want to remember it because, hey, that might be a honey hole. You know what I'm saying? Depends on what fish you're targeting, but maybe a lucky spot. I'm going to head on over there and grab the Texas rig, and we'll be right back at it. Alright guys, I've got the crawdad. Let's see, here it is. It's like a Christmas tree type crawdad. I got it on the Texas rig, but it's weightless. So what we're going to do, you can watch me. I'm going to flip it out there. One thing with bait casters is if you don't hold your thumb on them or get to the perfect speed up on this notch right here on that notch, the brake, you're going to get some bird nets. So what you want to do, you want to let it drop, reel up the slack, and you want to bump it. You want it to bump, and you want it to come up. It'll go bump, 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 and then let it fall. That's what fish love the most, the fall. Or you don't have to bump, bump, bump. You just let it rise and let it drop. Oh, I got one! Got him! Hey, that's a crappie. You ain't supposed to be biting my lure. That's a giant crappie though. I thought that was a bass, to be honest. But what I did, I was bumping. What I did, and he hit at the top of the water. Look at that one right there. That's a giant. That's one of the biggest ones I've ever caught. Look at that right there. There we go. I ain't keeping the fish, so I'm going to toss him on back, but look at that. Other way. Tail the other way. Make sure when you're holding out fish, that's a true pro tip. If you're trying to make your fish look as big as possible, hold it all the way out from you. Keep your arm out, and it'll make fish look bigger than this. It's all about angle. Alright. Goodbye to a giant crappie. Make sure you don't absolutely clobber them back in there. I know I threw him a little bit hard, but don't chuck him back in there, especially with bass. There's a special maneuver how to throw them back in. Safest, but if you've seen those funny videos that here in North Carolina, we like to respect our wildlife backflip. Please do not do that to our wildlife here in North Carolina. Because, one, that can kill the fish. Two, it'll probably give them some brain damage. And three, we want to respect the wildlife and everybody fishing around us. You want to get him in, and those fish feel pain like we do. So you want to make sure you wouldn't throw him back improperly. And another thing is that there's people fishing around you, and if you do that, that's going to scatter every other fish in there. So please don't do that. Alright, we're going to head back on it. That was a nice little one. He was right there in the middle, right here. He was giant. I'm going to fish for a little bit more so y'all can just see. Look, I'm going to pop it. I'm just not going to talk. I'm going to just show y'all how it is. Alright, I'm going to do my last cast. I just cast it on down the line. Don't stress when you get a bird nest about if it's going to mess up your bite or not. Actually, I've thrown one and I bird nested it, and as I was reeling it up like this, the fish came and got it while it was sinking. So, bird nest can help you out. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and comment down below. Thank y'all for watching Batting Birdie and Bassing with Josh.